Good afternoon, everybody. This is the start of another build that I know a lot of people are going to be excited about. Well, at least some people are going to be excited about. And it's another Moto build. That's what's in this box here. So we're going to get all this stuff unloaded, but I wanted to talk to you guys about the plan. It's going to be another full suspension Moto, so we're going to build a swing arm. And this is going to help me finalize my design and fabrication process for producing a few of these, because a lot of people are saying they really want this swing arm that I made for the Moto. So I'm going to use this process in order to develop a kit of sorts. Well, it's going to be a kit. I'm going to develop a kit, but it's going to be weld on. It's going to be required to have a welder and a grinder at a minimum. But I'm going to develop a swing arm and a kit to install a swing arm on the old Moto. So stay tuned for that. For now, we're just going to get all this stuff unloaded and get ready to start building this sucker. Alright, so here's the heart of our new build, and this is an electric start till it's in 212. So we're going to have to make a battery box for this thing. So that's going to add to the complication. But I haven't seen this thing yet. Oh yeah, yep, it's got a key. It's got a box for the key and everything, and a starter on it. So there we go. There's that. Alright, good morning, everybody. We are about to start on this Moto project. And this is going to be kind of a tutorial at the same time, because I'm going to be making a kit. I don't know how many of these I'm going to sell, but so this is going to be kind of a tutorial of how to do this. And it's pretty basic. To start with, what we're doing is we're adding a swing arm. That's the main project, is adding a swing arm to this thing. And that's the kit that I'm going to sell, is for a swing arm. So the first thing that you got to do is cut off all of this stuff. So all of these tubes right here, this little bracket that goes in here, you got to cut these guys off, and then you got to do something to reinforce this. So what I do is I take this piece and I just turn it around and I put it somewhere that it looks good, and then I weld it back in right there. So we're going to cut this piece out. We're going to cut all of this out. We're going to cut this bracket off of here. We're going to cut these. No, we got to cut these off. These are for the fender. So this is for mounting our fender. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to cut these off for now, and then we'll make something. We'll figure it out when it comes time. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to cut this bracket off. There's two little brackets right here that hold this chain guard. Those are coming off, but this one right here, I wanted to show you this one. We're going to keep this one, because this one is for this little chain guard here, which I actually really like. So we're going to keep this one on here, and then, but we're going to knock the two off that hold this chintzy little chain guard on there. And that's the first thing to go in the garbage. So yeah, let's go ahead and cut all this stuff off of here, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so here's where we're at. This thing is completely cleaned off of all of that rear suspension stuff, or the rear axle mount. There's no suspension, it's hardtail. And then this is what we got left, is these two pieces that we trimmed off, and we're gonna flip them around and put them like this. So I got this one all notched out and ready to go. And now all I gotta do is match it to this one. And then we'll have these two pieces. We'll weld these on, and then the frame itself will be done until we actually get, you know, our swing arm mount stuff made up. All right, so our frame is stripped down, and now we have our supports in here. These pieces were, where were they? I believe they went from here down to the swing arm. Anyway, those two pieces are perfect for reinforcing this. There's a gajillion other ways you could do it. You could do it longer if you want. You could just put a piece of straight bar in there. But this comes with the, I mean, that's parts that we cut off already. You could also use, like this is a piece that we cut off, bigger diameter tubing. You could put that in there as well. That'd be pretty beefy looking actually. So if you put that in there, that'd be pretty cool as well. But I like those two little pieces with the curve in them. So that's what we're running. Kind of, I mean, you got this curved piece here. I don't know, this whole thing here is curved. So I think it fits perfectly. The next step is going to be, I got to clean all this up in here, and I gotta grind this. So the plates for our swing arm are going to go right here in this spot, on either side of this plate here. So I need to grind the powder coating off. That's probably one of the biggest pains in the butt of this whole thing, that's gonna be one of the biggest pain in the butt of this whole thing, is getting the powder coat off of here in order to weld to this area. So you got to pull powder coat off of here because it's going to come up under here, and then you got to get the powder coat off the bottom here. And I don't know, I'm going to look at my brackets or my templates and see what we got. Let's go find those templates. So yeah, here's what we got. This basically fits up. Why has it got that chunk? So I think that this one has to go on the outside there, and this one has to go on the inside here. All right, so one of the things I'm having to consider is, you know, making this a kit that people can actually use. Is I'm gonna have to make these. I'm making these templates, and then I'm gonna have somebody cut them for me, because if I cut these myself, they're not 100%, you know, accurate. Each one is going to vary a tiny bit, you know, so I want accuracy and I want repeatability. So if I'm going to make this a kit, I need to have these cut for me. So that's what I'm working on right now, is I'm making these templates. I'm trying to get them as close as possible, and then I'm going to have to transfer these. I don't know who's going to cut them yet. I don't know how they're going to cut them yet. So, you know, there's a ton of stuff to figure out here. But so I've got these two brackets, or these two templates here, cut out for the swing arm mount. And these are what I had before. I had to do some modifications to them. They weren't perfect, so these are going in the garbage. These are the new and improved ones. And this is my swing arm axle bracket. So there's those, and then when we get up here, a piece of tubing has to go in here in between these, and then the mounts go off of that. We're going through this one by one. The next thing we're going to be doing is probably actually building the swing arm. So But first, I'm gonna finish working on this. I need to get another template made, or at least measurements for putting this, for putting the shock mounts there, because I want to have everything that I can cut for me to make this a lot quicker to assemble myself, but also I'm gonna have to have it cut for me for kits to send out to people. So that's where we're at so far. In order to remove all this paint, I used a combination of wire wheel on a grinder, a little bit of the flapper wheel on there, and then a little bit of, to get in the corners, use this guy with just a bit on there. This one's actually meant for aluminum. It doesn't really cut very much, but took the paint off real nice and easy without taking too much off there. But you could use one of those little sandpaper wheels, lots of things. But you got to get in there where you're going to be welding and get the paint off. So like around here, that one bracket's going to go right in here. So you got to have all the paint off of this tube. And then right here, you're going to get welded on. And then behind it a little bit, so you have to have the paint off of here. And same on this side. You got to get to the inside of this. That's the difference on this side. It's going to be welded. So the bracket's going to come in and stick here. Put it in there like that. So then you got to have the paint off of here and in here as far as possible, because you're going to want to weld in here. And then same down here, and then the paint here, and the paint off of this thing. So, you know, you got to have quite a bit of paint removed. And it looks like I missed a spot right there. So go ahead. That is prepped and ready for welding. I'm gonna go, oh, I have to clean off a spot here. I'm not sure where those shocks are gonna land yet, so I think we'll just leave the paint on here. That's kind of one of those things that you determine once you get the shock in there. I don't know why I'm talking about this now. We're not to that point. We don't even have the shock here yet. So, all right, so this frame is ready to go. We'll move on to building the actual swing arm next. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. This is covering basically the preparation stage for putting the swing arm on this Moto 212 Pro, I believe is the model. But you know, it's the big Moto. But yeah, stay tuned for future episodes. We're going to get the engine fit in here. We're going to get a swing arm built. I'm working on getting brackets cut. Stay tuned if you want to see this swing arm build come to fruition. Thank you guys very much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.